from inside Aria with the space cleared where the poker tables are going to go for the Aria Summer Series. Thought I would wrap up what happened with the Caesars drinks. I mentioned it in 2 different videos in that challenge, the 60 hour, the criteria challenge. Okay, here's a few final thoughts. One, it could have been done in a way to keep guest relations much more positive. Could have been told last year that last year was going to be the final year of it, and actually let the people who lost it still have it for the remainder of the year and know they weren't going to have it for the next year. A bunch of people earned Diamond Plus last year thinking you would have it, like you were supposed to, because you earned it for the year 2024, and then it was only 4 months in 2024, which is not legal. There's a precedent actually with a case. A cigarette company had a very similar thing happen in a rewards program, and yeah, can't do that. I can't imagine who would actually care enough to sue over it, but can't do that. Also, to keep relations positive, think pretty much no one would care if it went down from 4 drinks to 2, or if it just went down to like only water and soda, which I think are like the cheapest drinks. As it is, I mean, you could walk into any Caesars property, not play anything, and get free water. Not large bottles of Aquafina or large bottles of Fiji, but you could just get bottles of water from any bar, from any waitress. You don't even have to be playing anything. So as it is, they're giving away free water to anybody. To like limit it to just like waters and sodas, I think would save them a lot of money. My guess is the coffee and the alcohol are the expensive drinks, and if you eliminated those and let people still take like a Pepsi and a water, I think the relations would still be positive, but the Caesars would save money, which was their goal. But it was great to have for 2.5 years. This is what replaced the Diamond Lounge. So before Corona, the Diamond Lounges were in town. I didn't go to them often. I think I went to the one in Paris a couple times, the one in Planet Hollywood once. The one in Planet Hollywood was in a hilarious location because it's on the 2nd floor, and not a lot of people even know there's a 2nd floor. And even within the 2nd floor, it was difficult to find. But I thought the drinks, at least for me, the drinks were more valuable. So it was great to have those for 2.5 years. Not a huge money difference, but a huge convenience difference for me. In 2021, I only had it for like the final 2 weeks of my time in Vegas. I was here for like 3.5 or 4 months. And in addition to the things that I still bring up to the room every time I change rooms, in addition to that, I was usually bringing a gallon of water. So it was much more convenient to have the drinks in the casino. It was very cool to be able to give them to employees or friends, things like that. So it was really nice to have them for 2.5 years, and it was just by chance that Corona happened, and then there was the transition from the Diamond Lounge / Laurel Lounge to the drinks, which I found a lot better. So that was great to have them from like October 21 through the end of April 2024. And if you're wondering from a very specific standpoint, just me, I was only going to have them for a few more months. So I'm not having them right now in May. And with Dealing Orleans, I probably won't even be on the Strip for all of June and July. So I wasn't going to have them in June or July. I wasn't going to have them in December when I go back to New York. It was pretty much going to be May, August, September, October, November. Those 5 months. And it was very unlikely I was going to get Diamond Plus again, earn it this year to have it next year. In 2021, I got it mostly because of hotel stays. At the time, we were getting 5 tier credits for every $1 spent on a hotel, and I was staying in a Caesars property hotel all the time, so those tier credits were racking up very quickly. It changed the next year from 5 to 1 to 1 to 1. 1 tier credit now for every $1 spent at a hotel. So in 2022 and 2023, I was able to earn Diamond Plus because those multipliers that debatably applied to poker were applying to poker. And I was playing a lot of hours, sometimes just by chance, sometimes making sure I played a lot of hours during those multiplier stretches, and that's how I earned it. This year, 1 to 1 on the hotel like it has been for a few years, and that multiplier wasn't applying to poker, so it was going to be very, very unlikely I was going to earn it for next year anyway. So not a huge factor for me. The final few months of my time in Vegas this year, I'm not going to have them, but it could have been done in a way that was just much more transparent, and I don't know, that's mostly why I didn't like how it happened. I also don't understand why the people who made the decision wouldn't want to keep like positive guest relations between the poker players. It is good that it's only poker players. If it were everyone, people who play table games, people who played slots, that would be like really bad. There are people who play for rewards programs, and if like slots players were losing out on it also, they would play each year at a Caesars property until they hit exactly 15,000 tier credits and then not play a Caesars property anymore. They would, as soon as that's done, say, I'm Diamond, there's no point to getting Diamond Plus, I'm done playing a Caesars property this year, then go to MGM, and then play barely enough MGM to get their gold status, and then go somewhere else, I don't know, Resorts World, Wynn, wherever. And they would like systematically go one by one, earning their status. So it's good that the slot players and the table games players can still earn Diamond Plus and get their drinks. They're still in the building. I do want to see a lot of traffic in general in the Caesars properties, so that's good. But yeah, it's just weird that they almost like went out of their way to make it a surprise. Like, I mean, they had to know people would be very not thrilled about it, and if at the very least we were given like a notice, even if they were gonna cut it off in the middle of the year, which I don't agree with, if they just gave us like a month's notice, like on April 1st, hey, you have until April 30th, and then you're not gonna have it anymore. And at the very least on May 1st, I wouldn't be like not knowing what was going on and trying to guess. And also the onus on the employees who probably had to deal with that all day long for a few days, for like probably the first week of May, with people coming in not understanding why they didn't have their drinks. So they're all my thoughts on the drinks, but it was awesome to have them for 2.5 years. In late 21, I didn't even know what the benefit was of Diamond Plus. I remember someone leaving the poker room and asking a few people, what drinks do you want? He left, he came back, and he was handing out drinks. And if that guy didn't do that, I wouldn't have even known that it was a benefit of Diamond Plus. And then I was on the verge of getting Diamond Plus just by chance from all the hotel stays, and then I very much enjoyed having them for the next 2.5 years. So it was a good run. It's over, and that's about it. And remember, rice is a spoon food.